Assalamu alaikum. This is 12th chemistry, and our next chapter is surface chemistry. And our today's topic is adsorption. There are certain properties, many properties of the substances, especially solids and liquids, which depend upon the nature of the surface. Now, the branch of the chemistry which deals with the nature of the surface and the various changes occurring on these surfaces is called the surface chemistry. A number of surface phenomena, which can be explained through this branch of chemistry, that is surface chemistry, include we have got adsorption, we have got this colloidal these colloidal solutions. Now let's first of all take this adsorption. We know that adsorption means it is the process of accumulation of one substance on the surface of the other substance. Now in this case, we know that the surface of a solid or a liquid has got some residual or unbalanced forces, because of which it tends to attract or retain the molecules of other substance on it. Now, the process of accumulation of one substance or any substance on the surface of other substance is known as adsorption. Now, this can be best explained because we can say that it is because of the unbalanced forces or residual forces on the surfaces of the solids, that the process of adsorption takes place. Now, if we let's consider a molecule or a particle well within the body of a solid. Now, this molecule, as we see, it is being attracted by other molecules from all sides. So, as a result of this, the net attraction or the resultant force acting on this molecule, which is well within the interior of this solid, is practically zero. On the other hand, a molecule that is present in the surface is being attracted by the molecules only from downwards. So that means because there are no molecules present above the surface. So these surface molecules, they experience a downward force or tension, because of which these residual it tends to attract or retain the molecules of other substance on it. Now, in this case, we see that the surface molecules, now they satisfy these forces, satisfy these residual forces or these unbalanced forces by attracting or by retaining the molecules of retaining the molecules of other substances with which it comes in contact. Now this, as we see that this adsorption, it is a surface phenomena, so it results in accumulation of one substance on the surface of the other substance. Now, in this case, the molecules that get accumulated on the surface of other substance, they do not penetrate into the interior of the solid or into the interior of the liquid. Now, the same phenomena is observed in case of liquids, because the surface in the same case there in the case of liquids, we see that the surface molecules are again under tension, because there are forces acting downwards, so they do have got the surface molecules also have got these residual or unbalanced forces. Now, since the molecules they do not penetrate into the interior of the substance, so they get accumulated over the surface of the surface of a liquid or over the surface of a solid. Now the substance that gets accumulated on the surface of other substance. Say for example, if a gas gets accumulated on the surface of the other substances, on the surface of a solid, the molecules they do not go into the bulk of the solid, but rather they get accumulated on the surface, on the outer surface of this solid. Now the substance which gets accumulated on others on the surface of a solid is called as the adsorbate, and the substance on which this phenomena or the adsorption takes place, that is called as adsorbent. Now here we see, now if you in the greater, if the surface area of this adsorbent, that means the solid on which this phenomena takes place, if it is surface area is greater, then the extent of adsorption will be more. Similarly, if the pressure of the adsorbate, that means the substance which gets accumulated on the surface, if it is pressure is greater will be the extent of adsorption. Now for example, if we take pieces or finely divided charcoal in a vessel containing a gas, and we see that the pressure of the gas abruptly decreases. It decreases rapidly first, then it decreases gradually. This is due to the fact that adsorption of this gas molecules they take place on the surface of this powdered charcoal. Now here we again see that however, in this case, since with increase in pressure, the phenomena of this adsorption increases, or with increase in the surface of this adsorbent or the solid, the extent of adsorption also it also gets increased. However, with the increase in temperature, this adsorption, the phenomena of adsorption decreases, because this adsorption is an exothermic process, and in exothermic process we know that there is evolution of heat, so the increase in temperature increase will not favor this adsorption, rather this adsorption will increase with decrease in temperature. Now depending upon the nature of the forces with which this adsorbate gets attached to the surface of this solid or adsorbent, we have got physical adsorption, and we have got another type of adsorption that is called as this chemisorption, or we call it as chemical adsorption. Now as far as this physical adsorption is concerned, in this it is a process of adsorption in which the adsorbate gets attached to the surface of this adsorbent by means of physical forces like van der Waals forces, etc. Now in case of this chemical adsorption, we see that it is a process of adsorption in which the adsorbate gets attached to the surface of this adsorbent by means of these chemical forces. Now as you know now that this adsorbent, it is the solid on which the phenomena takes place, that is it is the solid on which this solid it represents here the adsorbent, and while as this is the gas, you see here how the gas molecules they get accumulated on the surface of this adsorbent. It is now now this is now clear to you that it is because of these unbalanced forces or the residual forces which are present in the surface of a solid that this process of adsorption takes place. Now in this case we see that this adsorption it is different from adsorption, in which we see the molecules they get penetrated, or they penetrate deep into the interior of this solid. Thanks. I hope that you would have got it fully, and there is no doubt. And if you have got any problem, please let me know through this through SMS, or you can directly call me. Thank you very much.